Oh.
Podcast. This is a podcast. Stephen Marks, unnamed podcast is live right now, but not live.
Yay! We're back.
Yay!
We're back.
We're back.
Oh, how beautiful.
Who are you texting? How dare you text during the show?
I'm not texting. I'm just getting all these fucking emails.
From girls?
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah.
I have like this really kind of abusive TA or GA, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
It's directional.
Directional.
Yeah, the lines get tossed. There you go.
Oh, okay. Now I'm good.
Okay.
I need a target.
Yeah, you had an abusive
But there's
TA.
people that just like to fucking send email after email after email, and he's this angry little fat fuck, man. And he is just has a huge stick up his ass, man. I'm like, dude, fuck you.
You think it's probably because he can't dunk and he knows he never will?
Yeah, and he's probably stupid too. He's stupid, small, and angry.
And he'll never dunk, and he knows it. That'll fuck you
I
up.
kind of feel bad for him, you know. I feel I'm sympathetic, but he's such a shitty person that
you can't feel sorry for him because the reason that they're shitty like that is so people will feel sorry for them and notice
But
them.
no one feels sorry for them, so they keep on being shittier.
Right. And maybe someday they'll learn a lesson, but really, they need some therapy.
Yeah, or a good old ass whooping, that's what I think.
I think they need therapy.
Oh.
Ass whoopings don't really solve the problem. They just cover up your other problem with another problem that's either more immediate or...
I think a little hunting trip with Dick Cheney's in order.
You want to get him shot in the face? Just because he's mean and sends you too many... I mean, like, how mean are his emails? Does it really deserve to be shot in the face?
You could tell, like, he's fucking just talking down to you, being totally condescending, and he sends you one email, and then he's too stupid because he's angry and just, like, fucking cranking these out, so he sends another one, like, 30 seconds after the previous one, and he highlights in red lines, bold, in red font, red, bold font, telling you the other stuff that he forgot.
Red on white? That's a little hard to read.
I know. Jeez.
Fucker. You should critique him on that sort of stuff, too.
I'm going to critique him about his abusive emails, man. I'm like, go fuck off. I don't want to hear your shit.
You should anonymously complain to the professor.
That's exactly
the professor doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, maybe, whatever.
Maybe.
Yeah, so we have these, like, really stringent...
Is there another DA? Or is it a class with just one?
Well, he's the grader. We don't even see that fucker. He just comes and picks up her shit, and then he goes grades for hours and hours and hours, and he probably hates his life because he has to do that.
Seriously.
And the other TAs are awesome, They're just really chill people.
Yeah, because I was just saying it would be fun, because I always liked in classes where there was, like, the shitty TA, and everybody would just, like, hey, even though you're not, like, my TA for this group, is there any way that I could get the emails from you? Because, like, this other guy... He's kind of a dick, and and it's not that, like, I can't handle him, it's just that, I'm worried that maybe I'm not learning as much with him, because I'm not really getting consistent information,
It's just the right way to say it.
Yeah, I mean...
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, I mean, it's complete dick move, and everybody knows exactly that you're just like, well, fuck that guy, I'm going to try to get in this other... TA, but yeah, I mean, that's the way you got to go about it. Make it about your education and your standards, not about his bad attitude, and then you get the right of way. I mean, you could even probably work that with the professor or anybody else.
No, totally. Man, Steve, you're very tactic. Like,
I'm a snake in the grass.
Yeah.
Strategy.
Perfect.
Well, I mean,
you got to game life,
It's kind of one of those things, like, all through school, I always got more or less what I wanted. Whenever there was kind of an option, because you have to realize that you're paying. You're a customer in a way. Like, I think too many people treat college more like they treated high school, where it's like you have, they give you get what you get and fuck off, and, But with college, it's like, you know what? I don't have to take shit from my TA. If he's going to be an asshole or if he's going to be inefficient or something, then I have a right as a consumer to ask for something else.
Yeah.
And same with shitty professors. Like, sometimes that's like all you get because whatever, that's the only class. But, too much, just don't. If there's a choice that can be made, then you have every right to make it, whether the class is full or whatever, as long as you make the right argument.
Sure. And my problem is that he's such a dick to all of us. It's not just like a select group of people. He grades everybody's lab reports, which, it fucking sucks. But, that's the kind of image that he's portraying on himself. And we're future colleagues. He could work for me.
Yeah.
And
well, probably not at this rate.
Yeah. But probably.
Why, is he good?
Probably not. That's why I'm saying that. He's probably a shitty person,
well, that's what
too.
I'm saying, is he's not going to work for you.
Yeah. And, why do you want to put yourself out there like that in the community that you're going to be working in and being a professional in,
He probably hasn't thought that.
No, he's just an angry little fuckface, So.
Yeah. Well, and he probably does, he is mean and condescending, so he probably doesn't think that he'll ever have to deal with, you again or something like that. I don't know. I mean, that was always something that came to mind for me when I was a GA, is I might have to see these people again, and because of their connections or because of whatever, I might be on the same level as them someday. So I'm going to do as much as I can to teach them, as and I mean, I had a different kind of GA job than most, so I ended up teaching alongside the professor. So, but I always had it in the back of my mind, like, I'm going to, tell these people what I think, and I'm going to be very fair with them and everything, but I am always going to have it in the back of my mind that, I could end up working for one of these people someday. Who knows if, Jimmy is well connected and he
has the hand of God and can draw.
Well, I mean, and there were certainly some that were more talented, and if they, with that kind of, in areas that I think that I lack in skill, I think there were some people where you identify theirs and you're like, wow, you can really do that or whatever. And you always have to think like, okay, I might work with this person someday, or maybe, like I said, Jimmy, his dad is best friends with, or his uncle owns a firm, and he's going to be fast tracked. He's going to never have to worry about getting his IDP credit. His internship is going to be,
just handed to him.
Yeah, he'll have that.
Yeah.
So legacy. I might end up joining a firm under him because he just got a head start. So you always,
you got to weigh your options, man. You can't. There's better ways
to
deal with
where
people.
You eat.
Yeah, there's better ways to deal with people than angry.
Right. That's why, I would seduce my students.
Ooh.
I would come up to them and I'd touch them on the small of their back and I'd say, "You're doing a really great job. That drawing, that's excellent. Have you seen? Oh my gosh, I've got a book just for you." And then you go to your bag and you just give them a gift of the book, and it's like wrapped and it's like just for them. And then when they open it and get home, then they find all the notes you've written in it to them.
You just blow their mind.
Yeah.
God, make them fall in love with your craft.
Yeah, I mean, part of your craft, part of networking, part of everything is just making sure that everybody around you is 100% attracted to you at all times.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
I mean, it's the strategy that's gotten me this far.
Yeah. Why do you think I keep on coming into these podcasts, dude?
Because I give great hand jobs.
Exactly.
Are you saying that it's for my personality?
Yes.
Well.
Like a fat chick.
What?
I'm just fucking with you, Holmes.
Oh, like a fat chick, you're just fucking me.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're an animal.
Anyway. You're an animal. You're a towel.
Yeah.
So I got some bad news, Steve.
What's that?
My dog died.
Which dog?
Like my dog. Like my parents were breeders for a while, so they have a bunch of little Yorkshire
Terriers. That's not a very nice thing to say about your parents. Just because they had kids. That whole breeders thing.
Just because they're Mexican. And
yeah.
Have like 8 kids.
Exactly. It's offensive, and just because it's your parents, I don't think it makes it any less offensive. But anyway, so you're really sad about the dog. What? I wasn't even aware you had a dog.
Well, she lives with my parents, but she's been mine. Like when we all went and got her, she like chose me,
Wait, so when you got her?
Yeah.
But your parents are breeders, wouldn't they?
Well, where do you think the first dog comes from? You have to buy the first one.
I see.
Yeah.
What breed was it?
The little Yorkshire Terriers.
Full bred?
Yeah, purebred.
Purebred? I
Yeah.
mean, naturally. I was just trying to booby trap you there. If you're like, no, then I'd be like, well, then everybody's a goddamn breeder. I breed pit bulls. Oh, yeah? What kind? Yeah, like any.
What do you mean? What kind of pit
Or
bulls?
no,
Bro,
no. I
there's
mean, like, yeah, it's
the
like.
ones with the face and like the.
No, I
monkeys.
breed pit bulls. Yeah, there's this other dude down in the way. He's got pit bull too, and we're just gonna hook him up. And it's just like, wait a minute, you're not a
You're just
breeder.
watching dog porn. Right?
You're not a breeder unless you have them papered and get licenses and do all that shit. Otherwise, you just have dogs, and you are kind of being irresponsible dog owners by just making
Kia
more
wants
dogs.
another puppy. So
He's got some cool markings. He looks almost full bred, I think.
Yeah. No, these
He's
were
like,
purebreds. My parents had the certificate and shit and paperwork and whatever.
Yeah.
But our first dog was Goldie.
Goldie.
My porn star name will always be Goldie Indiana.
Goldie sounds like a girl name.
I know. But I'm gonna. But you know, I'm just so old and rich. And
Okay.
whatever. It goes really well with my blonde hair.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, she was 13 and she was the love of my life. And she's gone now. Very sad.
When did she die?
She died last Monday night.
How did she die?
Well, she had cancer twice. And we took her last time she got sick. She was having some a problem with her spleen. I kind of forget what it was. I didn't read like the report or anything like that. But we got her back and she was back to normal. You know, she was running around and sleeping and being a little queen bee, and she's a little bitch. But I spoiled her that way, so you know she was happy. And then my mom said that Monday she just fucking threw up and shit everywhere, and then she just kind of plopped over. And you know she just started breathing slower and slower. And
That's sad.
yeah.
Yeah. My dog that I had when I was a kid died after a long time. It was a skiing accident, though. So, you know, died doing what she loved.
What do you mean?
It was a skiing accident.
Were you like holding it as you were snowboarding and you went for like a 360?
No,
and you just,
no,
like, smashed her or something?
No, she was an avid skier.
She had little like skis that she rode on top of, or
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
she went right into a tree. She was drunk. I mean, she had kind of a drinking problem. She was getting older, and
I don't.
you know, she just couldn't.
No one appreciates.
Yeah, you know, she was like,
I took a
"Don't tell me what a black diamond looks like. I know what a black diamond looks like." And strapped in her little boots there, and then I'm sorry, this is really emotional.
Do you need a handkerchief or something?
Yeah. She took off, and you know,
She was drunk, wasn't she?
yeah. I mean, the last thing, you know, I mean, she died doing what she loved, but the hard part is that, you know, the last thing I said to her was, "You don't know how drunk you are, and you're not that special." And
yeah, dude.
I mean, I feel like, I mean, obviously the booze and the cocaine, there was a lot in the system going on to
And it's
to
hard to deal
impair
with when
motor
you're young.
function and things like that. But, you know, I can't help but think that maybe if I hadn't been so mean or said something like that, that maybe wouldn't have gotten out of control and crashed.
You can't live with regret, Steve. You know, you did all
No,
you could,
I mean-
and you were patient for a long time, and you know,
Yeah.
everyone has their boundaries and their limits, and
Yeah, and I mean, it's just
you
hard.
couldn't sugarcoat it for her anymore.
It's
you
just
had to
hard,
be real.
you know. You get a dog from the pound, you know,
And they come
doing
with-
hard time,
Yeah.
for biting
raping
for
and-
biting a child to death, you know, or well, you know, mostly to death. I mean, made the kid retarded, but you know, you believe in second chances, and I don't know.
Well, she's not suffering anymore and doesn't have to be running away from her problems with drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
She's in a better place.
Rest in peace, Sandy.
So what's your porn star name?
How does that
So it's your first dog's name and the street you grew up on.
Sandy Pinion Heights Road. Fuck yeah.
You could keep
Fuck me, Pinion Heights Road.
You could leave the Heights Road off. Or you just do
Pinion Heights?
Sandy Pinion.
Sandy Pinion?
Sandy P. Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Sandy P here, ready to put it in your knee.
I think Sandy Pinion Heights is pretty erotic.
I'll take
if you
it.
think about. I mean, probably.
Hey, Steve, I'm gonna take a selfie real quick. I hope you don't mind.
Oh wait.
Well, we do a lot of Snapchatting.
Yeah, of course. I love it.
Hang on, gotta fix my hair.
Sure.
All right. All my engineering buddies, I would tell them about the podcast, and they tell me that they would listen, but
they don't know.
They probably don't. No, I've sent them links and shit.
Well, maybe they do.
You never know. I'm really proud of our podcast. If I imagine this is what it feels like to be a parent.
No, it's better. I always laugh.
I'm gonna send it to.
Okay. I always laugh because people are always like, they always say what they really think. They're like, oh, I love this and that, but it doesn't compare. And then they say, oh, but it doesn't compare to being a parent, because they feel like obligated that like just because they have a kid that has to be the coolest thing in their life, because you look like a dick if you don't say that like my favorite thing about life is being a parent. Because. Sure, it's great.
It just feels so.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's great
so
and it's
rewarding.
No, it is rewarding, but the thing is most of the time it sucks. And I think that if anybody's really being real, that they would agree. They'd probably, if they and maybe not for other people. I mean, I'm obviously an incredibly selfish person, but I think that. I just don't buy it, and maybe that's where I'm fucked up. But I really think that most people are not as into being a parent as they say.
Well, I think you're a little fucked up, but I think you're right. The only thing I can think of is the Family Guy episode when Brian finds out he has a son, and
like a dog son, like
no,
puppies?
like a kid son.
Well, how does that work?
It's Family Guy.
Well, I mean, I know he's a talking dog and stuff, but I think they make, like, I don't know, he drives like a Prius, but he does like do like dog stuff.
Yeah,
and
he
like
shits in the yard.
Well, and like every
licks his
other
balls
every other dog is like a regular dog on the show. And I mean, I guess he has human girlfriends and stuff, which is always like kind of thing. Like, wouldn't she just go
like
to? Wouldn't
bestiality.
wouldn't she just go to jail or something?
If you're at a restaurant and you're like making out and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anywho, he finds out he has a son. And he's being like really condescending to other people, and I think Lois is giving him a soda, and he's like, "I don't want my son drinking that," being like super snobby. He's like, "No, like, I think there was talking about what's the worst thing that would happen, like if your son went missing or got hit by a car," and he started like freaking. He's like, oh my god, I can't even think about that. Oh my god. So he's just playing like this over
he
the
came
top,
back retarded.
Yeah,
that would be the worst.
It's
like either don't come back or come back okay.
I'm gonna tell that to my kids if they go like, you're gonna go snowboarding.
You go missing.
And I know my kid's been like drinking and like doing drugs and shit. I'm like, all right, you either come back normal or dead.
Not at all.
Or in a body
bag. Pine box, bitch.
But if you come back retarded, just don't bother.
Just don't. Just don't.
You're gonna.
No, that's so fucked up. But yeah. I don't know, man. But that happens because, like, even with my son's mom, she'll feed him some bullshit in my book, like just, like processed foods and stuff. It's shit that I grew up on. Like, I didn't have real food until, I mean, for the most part, all that was just, sure, why not? Who cares? High fructose what? Nobody cares. And so I know it's not really gonna affect him that much, especially when he eats better, like regular, well, what I would say is regular, like wholesome food.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm just like
Dude, that's just how people are. Like, I went to my family's. Like,
Just stop being so lazy. Just get, and not that it's like a lazy. I don't know. It's just like, not even that. It's just like, why are you giving that to him? Like, feed him good food. He'll eat whatever you tell him, and you're teaching him how to eat for his entire life. Like, so, like so many people have such a hard time, like, getting away from, like, oh, I, have this food because I always have and it makes me happy and it's nostalgic. What if healthy food is nostalgic to you? Great. That's what I'm trying to do. So, I don't know.
Well, it's harder to do. Like, I went over to this family get-together and, just kind of having dry conversation. Like, oh, what have you been up to? Like, what were you up to today? I'm like, oh, I went to Whole Foods and then I got some more groceries at Albertsons. I'm like, why don't you just go to Walmart? They have everything there.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I don't like Walmart. You're like, why? It's cheaper. I'm like, yeah, but I don't mind paying more for not going to Walmart.
Right.
Like, and he just looked at me with his face of like, what? Like,
No,
you just
I know.
blew your mind that you wouldn't want to save, $5 to $10 of your total purchase price by not going to Walmart.
Yeah. Everybody that has that kind of opinion, like, I don't get into it with them because I know it's just going to be one of those things where we're never going to see eye to eye, but it's like,
I just haven't encountered something like that in a while.
I've always hated Walmart, even before I really knew why. I think the environment of it, but then once I learned about it, like, I think this was mostly in like I don't know, like, I had a teacher in like freshman year of high school who was like just
Fuck Walmart?
No, she was just like liberal everything. So I was exposed to, like, she was like the first real like liberal I ever met. And she exposed, her class and everybody. She was like a gifted teacher. So we were like with her like every day, like for a longer period of time and every year for 4 years. So this person had a lot of impact on my life as far as exposing me to just all these different ideas that were always, because I grew up in just like kind of a sheltered area where there were not really a lot of other people or adults. I mean, my parents don't really have friends. The ones that they do are exactly like them.
Yeah.
So, there's just I didn't really have any role models that would expose opinions to me because it was always like, before that, it's like, you're a teacher, you're a kid. Like, I'm not going to have a discourse with you. You're a kid. You just do what I tell you and you learn your lesson and move on. And we're not going to touch any topics that are iffy or whatever. So this person was probably one of the first experiences where, just everything. So, you learn about all your cool liberal things and, it all eventually sunk in. I think most of the time I was just like, yeah, whatever. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm fucking 8 years old in my mind, I'm just doing whatever.
I don't care about it.
Yeah, I don't.
The economy.
Really yeah, I mean, like, you grow up in high school over time, and you eventually start caring and stuff like that. But for the most part, I was just a jackass teenager, as they all are. But I learned of economics and all these things, and it was just like, God, there's nothing positive about Walmart. Nothing. Everything they do fucks over everybody in the long run except for them.
Yeah.
So I can't support that. And really, I think more than anything, she instilled kind of this idea of like, you vote with your dollars and, what you do, like matters more than like what you say and all that. So
man, I'm jealous, man. I wish I had a hippie college, like a hippie liberal professor because I never really...
I'll be your hippie liberal.
Awesome. You need to grow your hair out more.
Okay.
Like I never was really exposed to that, and the first time I don't know, I don't want to call it the first time I was really questioning stuff, was with September 11th happening, because who didn't?
Right.
And I didn't get into honors and gifted classes until high school because I didn't think of myself as being that smart, and my parents didn't really give a shit if I was in Excel classes or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
I never did Excel classes. I hated them because I was just like, why would I do more work? They're like, I'm in AP English. Cool. I have no homework. I think that's better. And they're just like, whatever. I'm going to get into a great. And then you see them they're in the same college as you and taking the same classes. What happened to that AP thing? Well, it turns out that's all bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
Doesn't actually help you.
It's interesting.
Meh.
I took
I mean,
I took
had
enriched English and then honors. I took enriched English, which is like the intermediary from like normal to honors.
right.
Freshman year, and then I was in honors all the rest of high school. English. I didn't take AP Calculus, but I was in AP Physics.
I mean, if you
Um,
learn advanced math and stuff like that, it gives you, help or whatever, or leg up. But I mean, I did horribly in math. I can't care about it. Like, I mean, I like concepts again, but not the practice of math. I don't
Dude.
like doing it. So,
It's like fucking witchcraft at the math that I'm doing now. It's kind of cool.
right.
Because, like, the math is so rigorous in order for it to be used scientifically and in analysis. So if we're doing like a truss analysis, like you have all your nodes, all your end members, their boundary conditions, if it's fixed or if it's a pin, if it's a roll or whatever, and all your different members. So how many members and how many connections they have is how many equations you're going to have. And you just put them all in the fucking machine and do your linear algebra tricks and out pop the answers. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely appreciate all that stuff. I just I don't have an interest in learning how to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, I never even learned how to long divide.
But you have your calculator, right?
Right. I have a calculator. Well, and that was my argument since they started, second grade. They started teaching me stuff, and I was like, I could get a calculator that could do all this. Why would I need to learn it? And obviously that argument, when and me being the stubborn asshole that I am, is like, you can't teach me anything I don't want to learn.
How would you divide 322 by hand?
322 by hand?
Yeah.
Are you saying divide 300 by 22?
Yes.
Oh. By hand, I wouldn't.
Oh.
I mean, I would estimate it, break it down.
But you wouldn't get your decimal.
By 20. Again, if I really, because the thing is I'm also a very, like, I care about precision too. Mm-hmm. So if I actually need to know that, then I'll get a calculator and find out the exact fucking answer.
No, there's no point to fucking doing long division.
Well,
by hand.
I literally never learned it. So if I had to do it, I'd be shit out of luck, Like, I'm mathematically illiterate in a lot of ways.
And long division is stupid. Anyway, what matters is being able to analyze ratios, and I think that's all you need.
I think that's boring.
But division is a ratio. So.
I forget how we got onto the math part, but
we're
talking about AP classes and stuff like that. I don't know. I just enjoyed not working in high school. Like, I don't think I ever really, like, I had to write a few English papers maybe, and I don't think and I mean, I don't think I'm any worse off than, like, all the people that took it. I mean, I'm a better writer than most of the people that were in AP classes as far as things that I've seen that they've written. I mean, most people just don't write, and they are terrible at it, mostly content-wise. It's like, okay, great. It's grammatically flawless, but I want to kill myself for reading it because this is so
boring,
awful.
Fucking shit.
Yeah.
I try to think of the most brilliant person that was in my high school. AP everything, and he went to MIT immediately after high school. That's how fucking smart he is.
Yep.
To be, a scientist or something. He ended up majoring in pottery or ceramics.
Yeah, there was a really smart guy in my class, in some of my gifted classes, that he was just like a mathematics savant. Like, by the time he graduated high school, he had taken every math class that UNM had to offer. He had this, like, crazy full ride scholarship to MIT, and I think he was there for like a year, and he had like a mental breakdown, as far as I can tell. And he never had any social skills or anything like that. He was pure
just
math.
Brain.
Yeah, just pure math. Nothing else either. He was just, he was in all these other classes, and teachers would just be like, yeah, sure. Like, I remember one time we were having, a debate in like some gifted class or whatever, and he just kept saying like the most retarded shit. And I just, like, I couldn't take it, and it was like first thing in the morning, and I just like made this like gun gesture to my head, just like, and the fucking teacher flipped the fuck out, like threw me out of the room, and then she went out after me and was just like giving me, and I was just such a bitch. Like I wish I could track this person down and apologize, because I was just like, what? I don't even know what that means. What are you talking about? Maybe I'm getting a haircut or whatever. And she's like,
No, Steve.
she could tell that she was not gonna win that argument, and she was just like, look, it's just fucking disrespectful. Like, quit being a cunt. And like, she didn't actually say that, but essentially in so few words was just like, seriously, like he has no business doing this stuff. We all know it. Nobody cares.
We don't
because
need
he
you,
is gonna
Steve.
because we don't need you talking, getting all weird about it, because we all know that he's just here to do the math. And can't you just, like, it was just kind of that moment of frankness where I was like, I totally get what you're saying. All right. I'll stop having a bad attitude. But
Steve stepped back from his argument?
well, no, but she made the appropriate, because the thing is like, I was just like, why is this asshole given time to talk? Like, we're, and of course it's just like, I don't want to hear his shit over and over. And he's like recycling the points that other people just made, but making them shittier and making them not make sense. And it was just infuriating to hear him just kind of drone on.
Maybe you're doing him a favor, because everyone just took sympathy on
Well,
him.
he didn't see it.
And everyone just kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, whatever. You could say whatever the fuck you want, but just go do your job. And no one was really real with him.
Exactly.
Where you were real with him, and maybe that's why he had that mental breakdown.
Well,
because he was
I
out of his environment.
Yeah, I mean,
and he was exposed to more Stephen Pryors that you're like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's
You're
true. I mean,
retarded.
I think probably what he ran into was equal at his one area of expertise. He probably ran into a bunch of people from all over the world just like him, and probably some people who are even better. So when you come from, small town and, comparatively, and you are no longer special in that way, and you have social issues and social anxieties and all this other stuff, that's a fucking bitch of a pill to swallow.
Yeah.
That'll wreck your day.
One thing that I want to know is, why do all mathematicians and programmers kind of look the same?
Because
have you noticed that?
Yep.
They always have these framey glasses and kind of like a half beard. You know?
Like a shitty.
Not like. It ranges from like shitty patchy beard to like a beard.
But it's always the same cut though. It's the same.
If you go to the Wired website right now, there's like one of the main articles going on about how a guy hacked OkCupid. A mathematician. He was trying to get his doctorates or whatever, but he ended up trying to find a fucking girlfriend in OkCupid. So he created a fucking elegant algorithms, not just one, like multiple algorithms. That guy right there.
Yep, he looks like.
And he looks like the guys that go on Jeopardy, who are fucking mathematicians, and they all kind of have the same getup,
Yeah, I mean it's weird because like I work with a bunch of programmers and stuff, and for the most part, they all do look the same. They all kind of have like the same vibe, and I don't know what that is. I think but I think it's just every kind of subculture has a look and has a style.
Architects all wear black.
Kind of, yeah, or fashionable. You got to be like a little bit fashionable.
Yeah.
You got to, you have to try. You have to be everything that I guess. If I was to go talk to a room of architects, I would know that I am going to be visually critiqued, so that every decision I have made, I had to actually make a decision. Whereas I think if you're a programmer, nobody's looking at your fucking shoes. Nobody's looking at whatever. So I think it's and it's a convenience thing. They all kind of just are comfortable. They dress comfortable, and they know that they do a job that other people can't jump into, so they don't have to dress up and be the corporate guy. They don't have to wear ties and shit, because it's like, okay, guy with a tie, are you gonna fucking do my job? No, because you've been out of this for 4 years and now you don't know shit, motherfucker. I mean, that's why doctors have to wear ties and stuff. Well, one, because like people want to feel like that they're safe, and like nothing looks worse than like a slobby guy, like, I'm gonna cut you open, guy.
But that's their culture too, like you're sitting behind a computer and you're just doing your shit. You don't have to interact with people and come across and learn the tools of interaction and sociability.
Right, but how many jobs two do you have to dress up for where, you're doing essentially the same thing? Like,
I don't know, but
you know,
it's more of a personal thing,
right.
And I
But
want
I'm
to,
just saying, like, in general, that their field has abandoned, like, the dress up.
yeah, besides
work.
like a lawyer, like you said, doctor, I'm trying to think of other formal professions.
Right. I feel like if you're interfacing with,
Stockbrokers.
clients and people, then you should dress up. But how many people, have professional jobs where they put on a suit and tie and sit behind a desk and nobody fucking sees them?
Yeah.
Day after day, reliably. I think that kind of thing, they broke out of because their boss can't do their job, and vice versa. So they're just like, fuck it. They have a little more power. They should ask for more money.
So you don't wear a suit and tie to work?
No, I don't have to wear shit to work.
Ooh.
I
could wear your
my
Valentine's
leather.
Day.
Yeah, I mean, I could. I mean, I think I probably could. They probably might send me home. I don't know. I mean, I guarantee that I could show up in like I could show up no shoes, like board shorts and like no underwear and a tank top, and wear sunglasses all day, and
probably reek like weed.
I could definitely reek like weed. I could probably also just pop a beer at my desk and work, and I don't think anybody would send me home or say shit to me.
Perfect.
I mean, they'd be like, "Wow, you're pretty fucking casual," but like it wouldn't be like, "Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you ready to work, or what is this? Do you need a day off, or are you trying to say something?" Like, no, it wouldn't be like that. They'd just be like, "Wow, dude, I thought we were pretty casual, but you are casual."
You're really taking the advantage of that.
Yeah. So I mean, I wear jeans and a t-shirt, and depends on what kind of shoes, depending on what kind of shirt color I'm wearing.
Ooh. What kind of underwear and socks?
Yeah, I mean, I just...
Because it's all packaged.
I try to keep it nice, but casual. Like, I wear... Like, I try not to... Like, I try to have newer jeans and, like, a shirt that's cleaner, and, when it gets a little raggedy...
It's not bottom of fucking...
Yeah, like, I mean, if it gets
hamper.
raggedy, I throw it out, Like, I don't know. Basically how I'm dressed now. Sexily.
Ooh.
So
simple yet elegant.
Right. That's what I'm going for.
Good.
If I'm gonna if I'm not gonna dress up, then I might as well like kind of at least.
I always try to look good with the least amount of items.
Yeah, I like accessories, but it's hard to accessorize as a dude.
Yeah. Well, rings are cool.
You got watches. Well,
if you
I've never
had.
Properly. I don't know if I've had the right ring, or something. Because like every now and then I'll see like some dude with like usually they're like hardcore like tattoo guys, and they've got like a shitload of like metal on their, and it's like it's no longer rings, it's just they've just got like metal on their hands, and I'm like, that looks kind of cool. But I mean, I like work with my hands, or I'm like typing all day, so metal on my hands doesn't really work out. So
when I used to wear them, I'd go to Amazon and buy like just a shit ton of rings for like 50 cents a pop or something like that. Just have like a big little collection of them, grab like 2 or 3 of them, and like, I feel like wearing one today, or switch them out or something. Or
maybe I'll get into that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun.
I kind of want to wear chains.
Yeah.
Like
I've always liked necklaces.
Don't know why, but like I could really see myself lately wearing like a bunch of fucking chains, like a rapper. I don't know why. I think it's ridiculous, but I'm like, man, like that's fucking, because you just went from like with the right jewelry and chains and stuff, you go from a dude in a t-shirt and pants, like increased pants and shirt. No, because you're thinking of a different kind of person, and I don't think I have the look that would support this. But like, imagine Kanye West without his chains. He just looks like a regular fucking dude. But you add his chains in, and he's just like, bam, like that guy is paid and he's cool. Yeah, like, it's those it's that accessory combo that, gets him fired up. It's just like, yeah, I want that. I want something because it's not the look of the chains or whatever necessarily. It's the simplicity. You know, you take it on, you take it off. You don't have to clean it. There's no batteries to go in it like a watch. You know, like there's no implied utility like with a watch. Because I like wearing watches as like man jewelry, but
Yeah.
it's like I don't look at a fucking watch, so I feel kind of weird wearing it. But I just want to wear fucking jewelry.
So I think jewelry was originated from to convey sexuality.
Yeah,
You know?
and I'm full of sexuality, and I
Yeah.
want to spill it all over.
You need to let everyone know.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Check out my sexuality.
Yeah.
And you know,
That's why
I
you need
can't
to wear like multiple chains so they
Well, I-
all rattle and then they
Yeah.
can see you coming
and then just
and hear you.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, because one chain is just not enough. Like I need multiple chains. I need multiple rings. I need multiple watches. But you look crazy when you wear more
Damn
than
it.
one watch.
Well,
I
you
mean,
know,
I like
think three.
I like
pushes
the
it, Lindy.
idea of like wrist. Except like I would love it if we lived in a battle time where I could wear some like fucking metal and leather gauntlets, so I could like it's like yeah, not only am I accessorized and stunned like a motherfucker, I could punch you with this shit and block a sword. Fuck you, you know? Like
I stole this from the last king I slayed.
Yeah,
Or took it. You don't steal him from me after you kill him. Right?
you take it.
Yeah, steal. Whatever.
I'm gonna plunder your bitch. What?
So, what do you think about this whole internet dating shit, Steve? This guy invested a lot of fucking time and effort and fucking thousands and thousands of lines of code. Are you familiar with this article at all?
No.
I read it because I was.
Tell me.
I'll give you the haps.
Quick summary.
He fucking joined OkCupid, and I think he was feeling lonely and wanted to be with someone. So he made a fleet of profile bots that just went and answered all the questions because OkCupid asks you a bunch of questions, and he had all of his bots answer the questions differently, and based on those questions, it matches you up with other people. So he has these robots that are being matched, and he's able to go through the data and then see what people are into, and how to answer those questions. You can attract someone. So then he went off to make a couple different profiles of himself. One where he's rock climbing, another one where he's playing guitar, and in each one of these he kind of paints a different picture of his personality.
Right.
He's not like making shit up, but
no,
he's not
but
telling the full
he's
truth.
showing the different facets of himself, but he's showing one prominently in each one.
Exactly. Like he probably went like rock climbing. Like,
Right, like I could have one
like
about
twice.
my rock climbing with all my rock climbing photos, and it would make it look like I'm really an avid rock climber
Yeah.
when really I don't get to do it that much.
And
then
another one where
same
you're
with
a
snowboarding,
techie,
and one where I do only art and architecture, and
Yeah.
one where I do technology shit. Yeah,
Exactly. And that's what he did.
I'm a multifaceted motherfucker.
You're a
I just
jack of all
realized.
trades, bro.
If I had a chain for every facet,
You are a quintuple threat.
right?
Maybe you have more than 5 activities you do, but whatever.
Yeah, I've got a lot.
Anyway, he ended up going on hundreds of dates, man.
Huh.
And he found the one.
Out of hundreds.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes it more special or... Yeah, no, I think that's more special. But, I mean, going on 100 dates, because, I mean, I could go on a lot more dates if I wanted to, just with, like, my shitty Tinder app or whatever. You know, like, I'll just be like, usually when I'm drunk, I'll just be like, who's on there? And it's more of like, I'm just judging people. Like, it's
Yeah. Well, that's what Tinder is.
Yeah, I just judge people.
Fat
and
chick,
I,
blonde,
I,
she's
yeah,
hot,
like
she's hot, hot.
yeah,
That's a bot.
I skip them or I thumbs down or up or whatever, just based on like, yeah, sure, you know. And then you'll get hit back, and it's just like, oh shit, like for the next couple days, your phone's just going off every like couple hours with like a new match, and sometimes they'll be like, hey, you know, send you a little, hey, what's up? You know, and it's just like, yeah, I could go on all these dates, but I don't want to.
Don't do. Well, if you want to, go for it.
Like I've gone on a few Tinder dates with different girls, and some were okay. Like, yeah, like you're cool and all that, but like there's just absolutely no chemistry. Like not even as like friends.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like, well, that's
Nice
you.
knowing you.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in, like you seem all right and you seem cool, but I give no shits about anything that you have to talk about
Yeah.
or that you like. And likewise.
She didn't make you speak Spanish or anything.
No,
like that,
no,
did she?
nobody's making me speak Spanish, and and they feel the same, and that's happened a number of times, and it's just, and other times it's just like, wow, you're trying to, wow, you're like emotional, like this one girl, she was just like emotionally stunted. She was like 15, like, yeah, I mean, she was
She was
my God. She was like 25, but relationship wise, it was like pre-high school, like early high school kind of shit, where it's just like, oh my God, we're gonna have so much, it's gonna be amazing, we should spend all the time in the world together, and it's just like, whoa.
Maybe she was a virgin.
Potentially. Turned out she was religious and stuff, so I was just like, and and of course it's just like, no, I just need time, and I just whatever, and it's just like, well, you need time, you need someone else.
You need therapy.
Like, no, like, it's just like, you don't need me, you need, like, me fucking 20 years ago, not 20 years ago, probably like 10 or probably, yeah, like.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that there's just more of that on these apps.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, you're not.
I don't know. Maybe you get better attention than I do on these apps, but every person that I've met up with is just like, okay,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
I've had enough drinks, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't
that's
know.
what Valentine's Day was, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty like
nope.
For me to actually meet them in person, they need to have like at least 5 very clear pictures so I can build up a mental or like an actual image of what they really look like, because I'm pretty savvy to all the fucking tomfoolery that you can do with a camera and all the girls and their selfies and the super close where it's only their face, and it's like, if you only show your face, and I know this is about women, if they only show their face, it's because they're purposely only showing you their face.
Dude, I've seen girls just sit and take selfies of themselves for hours.
Yeah.
And then like pick 1 or 2 of those pictures.
Yep.
Like, women are weird. They're
Yep.
Cunning little creatures.
Yeah, well, they think a lot about that sort of, themselves and how they're put out there. I mean, they're trained to, and then I just think that their mind works a little better that way.
Yeah.
Like what seems like cunning.
They're more naturally attuned to like social dynamics.
Yeah, exactly. And in being more aware of that, then they're like, well, if I post this pic, just like I was saying, like how if I was going to meet a room of architects, I would need to dress differently because I know that they're going to critique me on everything. Well, if you're a woman, every other woman, and then in your mind, every man is critiquing you to that kind of level, like where it's like everything about you that you feel self-conscious about, you think that everybody's noticing that. And when it comes to women, you're largely probably correct.
Yeah.
But
it's a lot of fucking mental activity.
So yeah, it's a lot to think about. But then what happens is then it creates like automatic responses. Like, so, well, I need to post a profile picture. Well, obviously, they've already made the decision ages ago that their, ass is awful or whatever. So they're going to only take the picture of what's good, or it's like, yeah, my face isn't so good, but people really respond to these titties, so then it's like a very like provocative titty shot or whatever.
I'm feeling really down. I better get 45 likes or I'm going to freak the fuck out.
Yeah, seriously. So, yeah, if I don't, oh my God. Yeah. So I think,
dude, I can't.
You gotta get down onto their level and oh yeah, I can't even go on that shit
I need to
anymore.
like either not get on it or block people or something.
Yeah, I've been thinking about just like straight up getting rid of so many people, but I think a lot of the problem with it is that the people that annoy me most on there are some of the people that I
Your friends.
care about the most.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there are some people where it's just like, oh, I worked with that person like 2 years ago, like fucking you're out of here, but that's already happened, But it's like the people that you really like them. And you want to be apprised of what they're doing, but then you're just constantly disappointed by the content that they post, and you're just like,
well, because the people that are doing interesting shit aren't posting it, And
well,
some of them are. But...
Some of them are, but yeah, I mean, or they're just like overcompensating for something by posting a lot about that
Yeah.
and not about like the shit they used to or whatever. I don't know. It's just
I
tough.
just think it's hilarious, dude. There's this one girl, and I can't wait to like fucking remove her off my friends list later. But she posts a lot of booby pictures or whatever.
Yeah. See. So and then there's those kind of friends.
But she's always like talking about going to the gym and like compensating like, oh, my life is going so good right now and stupid shit. And like, I can't believe I wasted my time reading that. And she posted this picture today of like, time to get down on some grub before the gym. And it was like a Blake's Lottaburger burrito with a fucking canister of the fucking Dion's Ranch dressing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? You gonna eat that shit together?
Right. And then go to the gym.
Yeah. And I'm like, are you seriously posting that?
Well, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just, I feel like it's so artificial now.
Yeah.
Like it's just become like it used to be people just bitching, but it was kind of genuine. Now it's like everybody's just boasting, and it's bullshit boasting.
Yeah.
Like and that's the thing that everybody who's like repetitively posting about something, even if they really believe that, I feel like because of the nature of the forum, it's bullshit. And then like I have a friend who, you know, he has a daughter. And he just became a father, and he's like one of those guys who's definitely like a fucking excited, good to be a good dad. But because he's always posting stuff to Facebook about his daughter, it makes it seem like he's like he's like trying to convince himself and the world of it, and it makes me feel bad because I really like this person and I really care for him and his whole family, but I'm just like, man, like. I worry about him, you know, it makes me worry about him because I'm like, shit, does he not believe it or whatever? Yeah. And I don't know, so few people that I actually know that use it like kind of like the older days where it was just like, I'm posting, look at what I'm doing right now, you know, or whatever. I don't know. I mean, it was always stupid, but at least it served some kind of like social utility where you'd be like, I'm having people over, come, you know,
exactly.
Whatever on that day. And I mean, without that, and people used to post pictures of their fucking vacations and stuff, and now it's like, check out this meme.
Look at
the
sunrise.
It's like, yeah, and it's just like, fuck you. I hate that.
Wait, like you have a couple of sunset pictures.
Yeah, on my Instagram.
Okay, that's what Instagram's for.
That's what it is. Yeah, but again, it's like there's a place for everything, and Facebook has just become a trash pile of social media.
It's been so convoluted.
All the good photos are now on Instagram. So if you want to see anybody's photos, you just go to Instagram. And then I don't know, as far as knowing what people think, like if you can't put it in 140 characters, I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah. No, I love Twitter.
I love it too, but I love it for me. Like I don't care if nobody looks at my tweets. I don't want
likes. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I want likes because it's like, oh, good, somebody's
listening.
You know, well, not so much, but it's like
the last ramble of yours that I was going through was pretty hilarious.
I like to get feedback in that it's like positive feedback where it's just like I liked that one and it's like good. That one was kind of like, because sometimes I'll think of like a person where I'm like, I bet this person will like it. And if they favorite it, then I'm just like, fuck yeah. I hit my target, you know? But
so you have like targets or what?
Not always, but sometimes, you know, like I'll write a tweet and I'll just be like, I bet this person will like it. And if they favorite it, then I'm just like, yeah, nailed it.
Well, Skip, you did a good thing there.
Fuck you. I mean, that's a pretty inside joke. Although I would imagine that everyone who listens to this is probably following one of us on Twitter.
Yeah. I don't have your kind of content skills.
I mean, I don't know what. I feel like it's kind of like therapy for me. Like I just, because I spend so much time kind of, well, not, I mean, when I'm not at work and stuff, I mean, when I'm at work, basically my mouth just spouts off bullshit. But when I'm by myself, if I don't say it or put it out there, like I feel like it gets inside me and makes me insane.
So you're a pressure cooker of
stupid shit. No, of just stupid bullshit.
I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here.
Well, the thing is like I try to make it a little bit funny, because otherwise, then because I'm trying to if you
If one more
the
person,
audience has to be my sounding the audience has to be my sounding board, and for that I'm trying to entertain them, and if it's a mutual thing. So if you like it and you follow me and you're entertained by it, good, and if not, then you can unfollow me or whatever.
Yeah.
But I want there to be
how many
a little
followers
back
do
and
you
forth, because I don't want it to be like Facebook where it's just like everybody's like drudging duty to like look at my stupid shit. Like I want people to be entertained. I want people to be excited to see 14 of my tweets in like the space of an hour, because
You got 28 followers. You're doing pretty good.
oh yeah, I gain and lose them like every day. I swear. Yeah. I get, I don't know how many of them are like bots or what, but I get a lot of like random ass followers, and then they're just like, nope, not for me. I don't.
Yeah, but like I said, Twitter's for me, so I don't really care what I put up. I just go off my feelings. It's probably what dumb bitches do with Facebook.
No, I mean, no, I think it's what everybody used to do with Facebook. Like, it's just like, here's a portrait of my life.
We're not fans of Facebook on this podcast, you and I.
No, I mean, I'm not, I think that it was a cool thing, but it's like kind of run its course.
Yeah.
Because it just sucks now, and I think that when, it's kind of that exclusivity versus inclusivity kind of thing. When you include everyone, you get everyone, and I think most people are fucking lame and boring outwardly,
Yeah.
Like of course, I mean, to most people, I'm sure that I'm lame and boring, but to me, I'm interesting, and maybe to my friends, I'm interesting. And so when you keep it like a small, tight group, it's good like that. But what's happening now is it's outside influences. So there's memes and shit that everybody posts and all this stuff where it's like this page and all this content that is not for your group or from your group is obnoxiously boring and uncool because it's for everybody. Yeah. So what I liked was when it was exclusive. And it was just your friends and you, and not every business and not everything. It's just because it's become inclusive of everyone and everything, and that's all they're trying to do. It sucks now.
Like when stories started going around of like, oh, well, Sally posted some vacation pictures of her drinking, her boss saw him, and she got fired the next day. And
yeah.
Like, I think it brought forth a new wave of paranoia, and I think it just got even, it got confirmed even more so with the whole like NSA spying on you and shit.
Yeah.
But I think that's what Google Plus was trying to do with their circles, and you try to keep it a little bit more exclusive and hiding content from everyone.
Exactly.
But
but nobody's on it. So I mean that has an issue of like everybody has it but nobody uses it because there's no momentum there. Yeah. Like and what I like about Twitter is it's a different it's a kind of a different format, so like that gave it some interest. And I mean I like it, but I don't think it's all that popular. Most people, when you're like, check it out on Twitter. Like, Twitter's a big deal to me.
Yeah. Well, because Twitter is a huge deal.
Nobody,
like, a lot of fucking people have that shit.
But most people don't, though. Like, compared to other stuff. Like, I would say that most people have Twitter. Most people that I know have Twitter because I've told them to get Twitter.
It's true.
And then like a handful of other people are like like, oh, you happen to have it or whatever. Like, for instance, one of my followers is that teacher that I had that I was talking about.
What?
Yeah. So, like I just, I have like all these kind of like random people that I know from places, but for the most part, it's like all just people in their little groups.
You're pretty impressionable, Steve. That's awesome that your teacher's able to fucking stalk you and find you.
No, I don't know. I mean, like,
who knows how you cross paths, but
that's
the beauty of the internet too.
Well, no, I know exactly how. I know exactly how because we were on Facebook, and some months back I was just like, if you want nonsense or I made some stupid fucking joke and was like, follow me on Twitter, and so she did, and like a handful of people did, and that was it. Well, I went from like 8 followers to like 12 that day. I don't know.
That's a big day.
Right.
But I think there are, we're talking a lot of shit about Facebook here. There are some positive things about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying it.
Like, it gives you a fucking ease of access to search anyone.
Yeah.
You know, and
No, I mean,
to see another person's life and to see how they're functioning. And I
yeah.
think that's creepy and kind of awesome at the same time.
Well, I think it's good and bad because, like, for instance, like mine, I have it like completely locked down, like so that if you're not my friend, you can't look at my shit. But a lot of people will think that's sketchy. Like, for instance, we're trying to hire a new person at my job. So what's the first thing that you do after you get their resume? Fucking type their shit into Google, Facebook them, check their shit out. And if it's locked down, they're like, well, that's sketchy. And I was like, really? Is it? And they're like, well, what do you have to hire? And it's, so there's kind of this like attitude that if you're not willing to put it out there, that you're sketchy.
Yeah.
And not just like, well, I don't want everybody in the world to see my photos or whatever. So, I mean, there's some element to that because truly, like, well, yeah, I don't want people to read, that are potential employers to read my Twitter. So when I'm on a job hunt, that shit, like right now, anybody can find my stuff, but when I'm on the job hunt, I put it to, private,
settings, yeah.
and, because, yeah, like, if I want to be free on there and, I mean, I use it differently than most people, and I would hate to get that kind of boss who doesn't understand that it's a joke that I talk about dicks and killing myself and all this stuff that I think is funny at the time, and a lot of the stuff too, like if you were to read it to me, I'd just be like, yeah, I can't stand behind that. That's stupid. But at the time I thought it was funny, because I was in a different mental state, like sometimes when I'm just really like, even just tired, I'm like, I think things are funny that I don't when I'm awake.
Well, the state of the internet is constantly shifting. And whereas we think that
net
we
neutrality and shit.
we think that we have anonymity online.
We don't.
And now we don't. And, it sucks that we
Well, what I'm trying
think
to
that
do...
we have to be strategic about when we're disclosing information and when we're not.
Right. I mean, not that I'm covering my tracks all that well or anything, and I'm sure that anybody who really cared could figure it out, but what I'm trying to maintain with my Twitter is plausible deniability.
You're trying to flirt?
No. Plausible...
No,
well, yeah, kind of. Like, plausible deniability being that, so if someone's like, I just read the most inflammatory shit ever, and it's on your Twitter feed, at Stephen Pryor, and I'm just like, that's not me. There are tons of Stephen Pryors all around, and it's just like, no, it's definitely you. I can tell because of what. And I'm like, well, I didn't write that.
We have a tracker on Dolly.
I mean,
There's a tracker on Dolly.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's pictures of a dog that's not technically mine or, anywhere, that tangentially, like, you could definitely connect the dots. Anybody who actually knows me could. But I can always do what I did to that poor teacher after I made the gun comment, like motion is just like, I don't know what you're talking about, just in a court of law, like I do not know what you're talking about. I can't confirm nor deny that is my Twitter account.
Some would say that's playing dumb.
It is, but it's also pretty smart if you can pull it off.
God, I hated people that just play dumb.
You can't fight that.
Fucking really? But then they just give you that glazed over look. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's so difficult because they're making like you just can't break that argument because like you can't do it back to them because like if you're just like, all right, whatever, like you just have to drop it when people play dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically playing dumb is what like destroys our like political system and stuff. Just like, oh, I don't know, all you have to do is just not admit guilt. Or not, just I don't know. And the way you do it is you maintain your credibility by being a jackass. You're just like, oh, I don't know.
I didn't know that.
What do you think? And you just put it on them to be like, prove it. Oh, you can't, can you?
Because I don't know.
Interesting.
So that makes you look dumb, but
no, it doesn't make you look dumb. It makes you look like an asshole, and it's just like, ugh, I fucking hate you, you bastard, because I can't fight your argument because you have no argument. God, yeah,
So you could either be a full-fledged angry person or just deny everything and act ignorant.
Yep.
And those are the people I hate.
Yeah. Well.
Besides you, Steve.
I mean, I don't like to pull that card, but because the thing is everything that I do on Twitter is completely harmless to everybody in the world. Somebody might get offended, but I'm not harming anybody. You know, and if they're harmed by it, or if they're
Not
offended
being
by
hateful,
it, they
you
should.
know.
Yeah, no, I'm not hateful at all. I don't think that. I mean, I don't think there's. I mean, unless your name is Skip and you're offended that I made fun of your stupid fucking name, but that's. I didn't harm anybody. I'm not calling out any one particular Skip and being like, "You're a bastard."
On the news today, after a local podcaster
Right.
released his new episode, 30 people named Skip killed themselves.
I'd be impressed that I had 30 listeners. Much less that I compelled them to kill themselves.
Did you ever watch the Mitt Romney documentary?
No. I'm not going to watch that. But I did tweet about it.
Yeah, you did.
What did I tweet?
I'd watch Mitt if it focused on his rigorous training for Ninja Warrior.
Right?
I'd watch Mitt if it was a Christian remake of Star Wars, where the Force is just the grace of God and the dark side seduces younger boys.
Yeah. I've realized, too, that a lot if I, read back through some of my older tweets. Oh, yeah, I was having fun as a barista.
Yeah, you were.
See, that's what I love about it. It's a creative outlet. I give myself a parameter. The 140 characters is, the best parameter. Wait, it's 160. 40. No, sorry, I was right. That's the best parameter because it's just unyielding. You got to get it in quick. So I'll have an idea and it won't fit, and then I work it over and condense it and turn it into something else. And usually by the end, it's such a better thing. It's just awesome. And
if I was a barista, I'd mock sexually and harass every customer over 18 to keep the place young and hip.
Yeah. I mean, it's important for your coffee place to be young and hip.
Where's your train of thought? What's the process for this, Steve?
What do you mean?
Are you tired? Are you drunk? Were you looking something up? Did you experience something in your day that made you think of I wonder what it'd be like to make coffee for a living, or I wonder what it'd be like to be a homeless person, or
I think that there are a few people who have been around me long enough to really understand how my mind works. But the thing is I have thoughts about everything, and I have an opinion about everything, and I try to expose that a little bit on Twitter by I'll just have a thought where it's just if I and I always have kind of this idea where it's just I put myself in the situation. And I'm you know what? If I was a barista or if I owned a coffee shop, I would run it this way. I go through these kind of mental exercises where I just role play in my own mind of how my life would be if I did certain things. What would happen if I bought a coffee shop? How does that play out? And I'm not exactly sure how all these things pop into my head. It's usually just something.
But you're still able to function. You're still able to drive and make your coffee and cook without burning anything.
Yeah, and work and I mean basically anything but carry on a conversation.
Yeah.
But sometimes,
right on.
I can kind of carry it. So I mean,
you're just a Twitter savant, Steve. There's the math kid, and you're the Twitter kid.
Oh, great. I'm glad that there's a future in it. Maybe
there was some guy shooting himself in the back of class while you were trying to solve a long division problem on the board, and the teacher took him outside and was Steve's here to do the Twitter thing, all right?
He's only here for that.
And he's what? I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. His tweets are gay. I don't know. Fuck it. Anywho,
I'll keep the social media going.
That's an hour.
Fuck yeah!
But we need an outro for once. We really need to come up with.
Because I want there to be
cool
a good
outro.
melody.
Yeah,
and I think we should do it together.
But I mean, I want there to
those.
I think
those
what
songs
has
where someone starts singing and then the other person starts singing
a duet.
Yeah, 2, 5 or 10 seconds after that person starts. So it's I was walking down the street one day and whistling to myself. I was walking down the street one day.
Yeah, the call and report or whatever they call it. Yeah, I mean, I think what needs to happen is we need an idea for it. We need to record it basically how the first one I just recorded some shit. Then you'll pick up on it, add your own stuff, and then we go from there. We could re-record it. It could just be an evolving piece
All right.
for the endings. But we need to start it somewhere with something strong. I think I pick a lot of the, what limited amount we have. Like, I pick it all, but maybe you'd like to pick a song for the outro.
Yeah.
Like, I think you should pick the song and get the actual, like, the
sheet music.
Not the sheet music, but just like the, if there's lyrics, need the studio version, like, without lyrics on it.
How do you go about getting shit like that? Like, I guess
Google
I
it.
gotta research it.
Yeah, Google it. A lot of that stuff, if it's popular, is out there either for purchase or not, or download, whatever.
I'll look into it.
But yeah, if you pick a song or even just text me or whatever the song you want, then I'll make up a outro to it and then play it for you, and then when you have your bemused look after your first listen, then you can sing along with it or something, and
Sounds good.
we can make it happen.
All right. Little effort.
Deal. Plan. Perfect. Until then,
it's time to
end the show. Good night.
Yeah, boy. Doing them on Mondays, maybe on Tuesdays, but definitely Sundays.
Mostly Sundays. Post it sometime in the week.
I love you.